Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Azimah. We are from class PA24758, Group 7. We'll be presenting about overcoming barriers in deployment of electric vehicles. Before that, we would like to introduce ourselves.
Hi, my name is Nurul Adin Lina.
Hi, my name is Shaza Shakina.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Arif Daniel.
Environmental problems have become a significant issue in the transport industry as it has increased the emission of carbon dioxide in the air through the fuel-based vehicles, especially in a city with a bigger population. For example, Indonesia is one of the countries with largest car sales in 2019, where the country recorded 1.03 million cars sold in Southeast Asia. The emission of these greenhouse gases were also expected to increase by 2027 if no precautions are taken by every party in order to reduce and to cater these environmental problems. With the problem that has been highlighted, electric vehicles were introduced to create a safer practices for the environment to recover, especially to those who choose to use private vehicles over public transportation. According to business standard, electric vehicles is the vehicle that operates through electric motors instead of the common vehicles that operate with fuel consumption. For your information, there are three categories of electric vehicles, which are battery electric vehicles, hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles, and also hybrid electric vehicles.
There are three barriers in deployment of electric vehicles, which are high purchasing costs, weak technology or less infrastructure, and less awareness.
The first barrier in deploying electric vehicles would be high purchasing costs. This is because people will consider buying something that is very expensive, especially when they have to bear with a long-term loan in their life. Other than that, what has made electric vehicle prices is more expensive than the fuel-based vehicles is because of the high price of the electric motors and batteries. High quality batteries usually will cost buyers more, hence it will influence customers' decision whether to purchase or not. Moving on to the second barrier, it was a weak technology and less infrastructure. It can become the biggest challenge in considering purchasing electric vehicles. This is because range anxiety issue will occur among the electric vehicles users as well as new potential customers. If less charging facilities are available, they will most likely become anxious when driving the car, especially when the battery is running low and no charging station near to them during that time.
The third barrier that we managed to find out is less awareness. The first thing related to this matter is the willingness to accept WTA. WTA is the amount of money a user is prepared to pay in exchange for abandoning a good or service or enduring something undesirable such as obsessive chores. The Korean government is having problems building public trust in the new technology WTG, which is related to electric vehicles EVs. In Korea, out of 1,007 respondents, which is 17.8% were unwilling to adopt the new technology because they were uneasy with their responsibility to connect their EV to the grid when requested. Next is environmental awareness. Understanding the fragility of our environment and significance of protecting it is what environmental awareness is all about. Promoting environmental awareness is a simple approach to become an environmental steward and help shape a better future for our children. Firdaus Alamshah 2021 has stated that in Indonesia, the environmental effect of a standard car is frequently overshadowed by the purchase price, cost of usage, quality, and other vehicle performance factor. According to Fred Lambert, 2017 has stated that according to their survey, 60% or more than 2,500 American drivers polled were unaware of electric vehicles. There are several solutions to deploy an electric vehicles that we managed to figure out, which are government policy, increased charging station, electric vehicles technology, and spread awareness or information.
Many countries in the world have a clear and directive plan towards the deployment of electric vehicle. Hence, they have made a long-term expenditure planning for it. India, for example, has allocated $135 for the FAME2 FAME2 initiative that encourages investment in electric vehicle supply equipment EVSE for electric buses. The UK government, on the other hand, is investing 500 million British pound in public charging infrastructure until 2025. California are investing directly in electric HDV infrastructure development through the California Energy Commission or CEC that has invested more than $125 million in the biggest hydrogen refueling network in North America. Canada, for electric buses and charging infrastructure, they have been allocated a sum amount of 1.5 billion Canadian dollars from the Canada Infrastructure Bank. The government tax deduction and subsidies has indeed been proven as one of the tools that can increase the deployment of electric vehicle in the country. For example, the Malaysian government has introduced the tax incentive for electric cars in budget 2022 that includes a 6-month extension for the sales and service tax exemption for all passenger vehicle, including electric vehicle. The government has also proposed a tax exemption for electric vehicle from all import and excise tariff, sales tax, and road tax in budget 2020. The same action has been taken by other countries like Italy, China, and Germany, where they have increased the subsidies for both battery and plug-in electric vehicle to increase the deployment of electric vehicle in their own country. Next, we move on to the zero gas emission policy, whereby many countries in the world has pointed out the issue of harmful gases that has been released to the air by fuel vehicle. Many countries are committed in combating this issue, whereby China, for example, is a world leader in zero emission HDV deployment. This is based on their early and ongoing efforts over the previous decade. Fuel efficiency rules aided the development of electrified vehicle even further. Apart from that, by focusing on hydrogen, Japan's HDV decarbonization policy takes a sharp approach. Its 2017 basic hydrogen strategy intends to significantly increase hydrogen production and make the fuel more ample and inexpensive. In its hydrogen plan, the company sets goals for FCEV adoption, including the deployment of 1,200 transit buses by 2030.
The next solution is to increase the charging station. As discussed in the barrier section above, it is very important to increase more charging infrastructure in most places that includes great characteristics so that it can be fulfilled the vehicle requirement, for example by stimulating an efficient and well-equipped charging station. Other than that, electric vehicle manufacturers also can be encouraged if more efforts can be made to recognize an appropriate and suitable location of an electric vehicle charging station. Milton 2020 has stated that the battery electric vehicle BEV cannot work on freeways. This is because the energy is easier to degrade, and this matter will disencourage people from having electric vehicles. So, it will need more easy access to the charging port or station.
First technology is battery swapping technology. Battery swapping technology is known as a way of exchanging a completely used battery or nearly all used battery of electric vehicles to the fully charged battery. Surprisingly, this technology usually takes about 10 minutes to change the battery compared to the common charging activity, which takes about up to 20 minutes. The second technology is vehicle to grid, which is also known as V2G. It enables a vehicle's battery to store energy, including renewables, and then safely discharge the part of the energy back to the grid when it is needed the most. It has considered a real game changer in the electric vehicle space. This is because this two-way transfer not only encourages a more active way of consuming energy, but it also could open up a new income streams for the drivers, fleet operators, and even vehicle manufacturers.
The other electric vehicle technology that can be implemented is fuel cell electric vehicles (FCEV), which is powered by hydrogen generated using low carbon technologies that have the potential to cut the net carbon emission while also improving energy security. This FCEV is yet another option for battery electrical vehicles (BEVs). The advantage of FCEV is that it allows for rapid refilling in a method similar to filling a regular car's gasoline tank. Unlike batteries, fuel cells do not need to be recharged, which is a significant benefit of FCEVs over BEVs. Instead, they continue to generate energy as long as the car's fuel cell has access to hydrogen and oxygen. Last but not least, the solution to deploy electric vehicles is to spread awareness. According to Firdaus Alamsyah, the consumers that were environmentally conscious were more inclined to buy electric vehicles and engage in ecological friendly habits. Therefore, one of the initiatives to deploy these electric vehicles is to raise awareness, particularly about the relevance of its presence. This public awareness campaign aims to deliver critical information and fresh knowledge to the general population. For example, what was done in Nevada to raise awareness of the benefits of electric vehicles. They made an effort to plan a public event which was hosted by the Electric Auto Association of Northern Nevada (EAAN). They also held demonstration during the event to provide people with a clearer view. In conclusion, an endeavor to deploy something new, especially something related to technology, will invariably face hurdles in terms of cost, public acceptance, appropriateness of the present situation, and so on. To succeed in something, the parties involved must carry out their obligations if it is beneficial for the country's growth and sustainability. This is also to guarantee the future so that the future generation does not suffer as a result of environmental damage and have the opportunity to live a full life. From the preceding discussion, we can see that there are several options for developing electrical vehicles in this or other countries, but they will require significant effort. This is an issue of technology raising awareness and changing government policy.